India and Pakistan are all set to hold the first meeting to finalize the modalities for setting up the Kartarpur Corridor. However, this comes at a time when Indians still have not recovered from the dastardly Pulwama attack, in which, of course, 40 of our brave hearts were martyred from the CRPF. And since then, India withdrew Pakistan's most favoured nation status. Cross-border trade has been stopped. Then why has India rolled out a red carpet for the rogue nation in this regard? What is the need for Kartarpur Corridor then? Why can't we snap ties on this front as well? Or perhaps at best put this on hold, because whatever we convey to Pakistan, obviously it is not taken in the right spirit, and the elements there are hell-bent on following their usual policy of making India bleed through 1,000 cuts. But at the moment, what we know is that Indian delegation has reached the Atari border, and Pakistan delegation is en route to the Atari-Wagah border, where the meeting is expected to take place. And remember, there is also the shadow of Khalistani propaganda which hangs on Kartarpur Corridor and the entire mission and the intent with which it has been proposed by Pakistan. Pradeep Datta is joining me live now for more on this. Pradeep, I believe the Indian delegation has already reached the border, but the point here is that apart from working on the modalities of the Kartarpur Corridor, the Indian delegation will also have to convey its concerns to their Pakistani counterparts that this particular corridor should not be used for Khalistani propaganda, which is another problem apart from, of course, the terrorists that they are harboring on their soil.
Yes, Preeti, you are absolutely right. This is the point which, in fact, the Indian delegation is going to discuss with their Pakistani counterpart. Short while back, Indian delegation led by SCL Das, who is Joint Secretary, Internal Security, Minister of Home Affairs, has already reached here at Atari-Wagah border, because the first meeting is going to be held here, where they are going to discuss about various modalities for the opening up of the Kartarpur Corridor. Yes, the important point is that they are going to convey this message to Pakistani counterpart that at any cost, shrine should not be used for Khalistani propaganda. We saw that last year in the month of November, they didn't allow, in fact, Indian officials from the Indian High Commission to enter shrine because they were raising those Khalistani slogans. There were already banners. So that time also India had lodged a very strong protest with Pakistan. This time they are going to make it clear that at any cost, in fact, reverence of the shrine should not be misused, because this is for the religious purpose, and this should not be at any cost misused for Khalistani propagandists to, in fact, foment trouble against India. So that is the point they are going to discuss. The second thing, they are also going to discuss about the flow of, in fact, the pilgrims at any given point of time. Already India has made it clear that they are going to seek visa-free access for Sikh pilgrims. As you rightly said, there is already, in fact, anger and anguish following that Pulwama suicide bombing. And we saw that yesterday how, in fact, Pakistan, with the help of China, tried to block, in fact, sanctions against Maulana Masood Azhar, the man behind that suicide bombing. There's a lot of anger about that. But yes, India has tried to delink Kartarpur Corridor from, in fact, dialogue process. They have already made it clear that this doesn't mean that there is going to be a resumption of dialogue between India and Pakistan, because talks and terror can't go together. But this is, in fact, a confidence building, major people-to-people contact, because it's a very emotive issue for Sikhs, and they do not want to. This emotive
and religious issue should stay that ways only. Pakistan should not use it as a platform to spread its Khalistani propaganda and, of course, try to influence the minds of Sikh pilgrims who would be using the Kartarpur Corridor.